Mariah the Scientist is sitting at home, scrolling through her phone, smiling at young Thug's name popping up on her screen. She's in love, and for a while, she believed she had the fairy tale she always wanted. But behind the scenes, it wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a messy situation that people are only now piecing together. Word on the street is that young Thug was not only stepping out on her but doing it boldly. Calls from jail, whispers from insiders, and receipts from women who had no problem letting the world know that Thug was entertaining them, too. And instead of walking away, Mariah was allegedly offered something else: money. See, when the cheating rumors first broke, fans noticed how fast Mariah went silent. She stopped addressing the shade online, avoided interviews that might bring up the situation, and even appeared at Thug's hearings like nothing was wrong. But insiders are saying that silence didn't come cheap. Supposedly, Mariah was paid to keep quiet and keep the image of the loyal girlfriend alive. Think about it. Young Thug fighting serious legal battles couldn't afford his personal drama to ruin the last shred of public sympathy he had. A loyal woman by his side looked better than another scandal. And Mariah, she had her own career to think about. By staying, by pretending, she got more visibility, more music opportunities, and allegedly, a nice check to sweeten the deal. But here's the part that makes people raise an eyebrow. Fans say you can literally see the heartbreak on Mariah's face every time she performs live lately. She looks drained, like a woman carrying secrets. Was the money really worth it if it meant protecting a man who was cheating openly? Or was this less about the money and more about love, love so deep, she was willing to bury her pain and play her part? Either way, the story is messy. And the truth is, Mariah might have thought she was securing her future, but now people are questioning whether that silence cost her more than it gave her. Okay, y'all. So, this young Thug and Mariah the Scientist situation just got even deeper. So, we already know Mariah left young Thug after all those jail calls came out. Especially that disgusting one where he bragged about sleeping with a corrections officer.
Also, P, Mariah don't even know. I mean, it bitch still fucking. Goddamn CO give it a box quicker than the FedEx work. He don't be telling my business, man.
So now it's coming out that Mariah wasn't blindsided at all. She knew about these jail recordings for almost a year and was scrambling behind the scenes to keep them from ever seeing the light of day. Receipts are surfacing of some private text messages between Mariah and a blogger who got their hands on Thug's phone calls. And y'all, back in October 2024, Mariah was literally begging this blogger not to leak that audio. In her texts, Mariah straight up said, "I would have been willing to find a creative way to support you. This is seriously breaking me down. My relationship has been ruined in so many ways you can't even imagine. I've already been humiliated, and I wish this wasn't happening to me. Please, I'm begging you, take the post down. Work with me. As a woman, this has destroyed me and even made me lose the will to enjoy life. Whatever you spent getting those videos, I'll pay you back. Just talk to me." And the blogger, they hit her back like, "Can you just call me real quick? It's too much to type." Fast forward to Sunday, October 20th, Mariah texts again saying, "Good morning. Could you email me some of the stuff? I've calmed down a little." Then again a bit later, "Good morning, where you at?" The blogger replies, "Hey, I'm at IV therapy. I'll hit you when I'm back home." Mariah's like, "Okay, thank you." Later that day, the blogger checks in, "Almost home, I'll send it." Then shortly after, "Just sent you a big email with the texts. Did you get it?" And here's the kicker. Mariah comes back with this emotional line, "Your answer won't change our agreement, but it will change how I feel. Are you agreeing to this because you really understand me, or is it just about the money?" Phew. That right there shows you just how deep she was in it, trying to protect a man who was out here embarrassing her. Mariah straight up told the blogger, "I just need to know that somebody actually understands me. And another thing, would you ever help me look into the FOIA process? I'll get into that later if I decide I need that kind of help." And the blogger responds, "Honestly, Mariah, it's both. As a woman, I get it. I totally understand why you don't want this out there. But on the business side, I'm taking a financial loss. Still, because you've pulled at my heartstrings, I'll take the L and trust the universe to bless me back. I'll help you, only if you're strong enough to handle it." Mariah, sounding relieved, replies, "I appreciate your honesty." And the blogger simply ends with, Thank you. So here's the wild part. The blogger really did seem to empathize with her in that moment. And they actually kept their word, at least at first. They never dropped the recordings. But let's be real, those jail calls are public record, meaning anybody else with the time and resources could dig them up, and somebody eventually did. That's how all these leaks started spreading anyway. Now, even though that blogger stayed quiet on the audio, they still kind of did Mariah dirty. Because later, they went ahead and leaked the text messages to the world. And on top of that, word is Mariah allegedly paid them to keep everything hush-hush. This explains so much of what we've been watching unfold. Like, in my last video, I told y'all how Mariah looked absolutely crushed while performing Is It a Crime on stage the other night. She wasn't just singing, she was singing through pain, and now we see exactly why. But now we know the real tea. It wasn't like Mariah was just finding out about Young Thug's cheating when those recordings hit the blogs. No, she had been carrying that pain for almost a year, silently trying to shield both of them from the humiliation. But let's be real, she was fighting a losing battle, and deep down, she probably knew it. Remember earlier when I mentioned her asking the blogger about the FOIA process? That right there shows how desperate she was to stop this mess. For anyone who doesn't know, FOIA stands for the Freedom of Information Act. Basically, it's a law that lets everyday people request government records and documents. So when Mariah was asking about FOIA, she was trying to figure out if there was any legal way to block these jail calls from being released, since they're technically government records made inside a government facility. But here's the catch. Jail calls are usually public records anyway. Meaning no matter how hard she tried, anybody could still request those calls, which is exactly how people like Whack 100 got their hands on them and blasted them out. And I can only imagine how stressed Mariah must have been, sitting on this secret, knowing in the back of her mind that those recordings could drop at any second. When that very first one leaked, you just know her stomach dropped. Because at that moment, she realized the floodgates were opening. And sure enough, day after day, more and more of those calls started surfacing, each one making her situation harder to hide and more painful to live through. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's way more that Mariah knows about, but she's just praying it never comes out. But at the end of the day, you can't hide the truth forever. So when those recordings eventually leaked through other sources, that had to be the breaking point for her. Think about it. This woman had already been suffering in silence for months, and now the whole world got a front row seat to the same pain she was desperately trying to keep private. That's a different kind of humiliation. But here's where I need y'all to chime in. What do you think about these text messages? Because some folks are saying Mariah's not going anywhere, that she's too deep in love, too wrapped up in Young Thug. They think all of this is just for show, that maybe she's still with him behind the scenes and putting this out there just to protect her image. So tell me, do you believe Mariah really walked away? Or do you think it's all cap and she's still holding him down regardless of the embarrassment? Drop your thoughts below because this situation is messy, and I need to know where y'all stand. But that's all the tea I've got for now. I'll catch you in the next one.
Most disappointing thing of this whole, thing with Young Thug is he didn't give a fuck about that girl at all. He got Mariah like all fucked up in the head at her shows and shit. That's her money, man. And then on top of that, he got caught saying, I'm still in here fucking. Mariah doesn't even know. And it did that stupid ass laugh at the end of the phone call. Boy, that's some trifling shit. And before motherfuckers get in my comments, especially dudes, they gonna get in my comments saying simp, whatever the fuck. You can say a lot of things, but I'm not fucking trifling. Yeah, I'm not fucking trifling. And another thing, you see how he sat down and he talked about gunna this, gunna that, or whatever. But if Mariah was to go pop out with that motherfucker today, if Mariah was to pop out with Gunna today, like they a couple or they talking or they going on dates or whatever their deal is, they would be the same dudes that would say she's doing him wrong. And that's the fucking funny part of it. If she was to do that, and I know you don't supposed to love nobody out of spite. You don't supposed to give your body to nobody out of spite. You're not supposed to be giving up your body to somebody you're not married to. Of course not. But if she went and did that shit, it's just like I just want to play. I forgot what his name was on the Best Man. You don't think she well in her rights to go get her swerve on for all the shit that you did? You don't think that she has? You don't think she's going to? Alright.
The problem with the way that Young Thug did Mariah is that that girl was really writing for him. That's the problem. The problem was that Young Thug was incarcerated for almost 3 years, and that girl was with him screaming, "Free Thug! Free Thug!" Okay? If she had a visitation with him, and it was the same day of one of her performances or her shows, guess what she chose? She chose Thug. She chose Thug over everything, right? And the whole time he was in jail cheating on her. I don't think people understand that, how detrimental that can be to a woman. So you're telling me the whole time I'm envisioning us getting out of jail, I'm praying for you, I'm going through all of that. And I say us getting out of jail because if you're dealing with a man in jail, you're doing it with him, right? And the whole time he's in there on the phone with another woman talking about, "You're gonna have my baby." Excuse me. So I'm the dummy here doing everything for you, and at the end of the day, she has your baby. That's the problem. I don't think people understand how Thug really did Mariah. And we all know that she's gonna get back, but it's the hurtful shit. And again, we should be talking about her album in case instead we're talking about how her man was gonna have a whole baby without her behind her back, and how he cheated on her the day right before he went to jail. I don't think y'all understand. If I'm Mariah,